Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my videos. So will Manchester United push for major honours this season? Now, I want Manchester United to win some silverware this season because we have not yet won out in terms of silverware under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era, and Solskjaer has been at the football club now over a year and a half. We've only won 3 trophies since Alex Ferguson's retirement, and that was the FA Cup under Louis van Gaal and the Europa League and the League Cup under Jose Mourinho. But under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, we won a total of 38 major honours. And I've got to say, Manchester United are enduring a disastrous summer transfer window. We are missing out on all our targets. We obviously missed out on Erling Haaland in January. I said it was disappointing that we didn't get Erling Haaland in because he would have been an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer type signing. We missed out on Jude Bellingham. We've now missed out on Sergio Reguilon because obviously he's going to Tottenham for around £27 million. We've obviously missed out on Thiago Alcantara because he's come out today from David Ornstein, James Pearce and Simon Hughes from The Athletic. They have said that Liverpool have agreed a deal to sign Thiago Alcantara. A fee of around €30 million has been agreed between Liverpool and Bayern Munich. €30 million equates to around 27 million in pounds sterling. Thiago Alcantara is going to be Liverpool's second signing in this summer transfer window. We've also missed out on Gareth Bale. Fabrizio Romano has given us an update on Gareth Bale. He will be flying to London tomorrow for his medical with Tottenham. Tottenham are paying less than 50% of his wages. Gareth Bale returning to Tottenham 7 years after leaving. Gareth Bale obviously endured 7 seasons with Real Madrid. Scored 105 goals in all competitions. Won a total of 13 major honours, including 4 Champions Leagues. Did still have a contract with Real Madrid until 2022. Real Madrid paid £85 million in from Tottenham back in 2013. I think at that point it was a record signing. But yeah, he is going to Tottenham on a season loan. So from a Tottenham perspective, they'll be very, very delighted because Bale endured 6 good years with Tottenham before he went to Real Madrid. He scored 55 goals in 203 games in all competitions. Before he was at Tottenham, he was at Southampton. That's where he began his footballing career. We inquired about obviously getting Gareth Bale on loan, but we was in for Gareth Bale for several years anyway. But I said my element of concern about Bale is that he is injury prone, and Bale is now the age of 31. I think he just recently recovered from a knee injury. Don't forget, Gareth Bale was very, very close to joining the Chinese Super League, was it last summer, because he'd been offered £1 million a week, but his move to the Chinese Super League did not materialise. But, we were seeing Gareth Bale as one of our alternatives to Jadon Sancho. But Bale recently said that, he wants to come back to the Premier League. And he also mentioned that he would rather leave Real Madrid permanently than go out on loan. So tomorrow, Bale will be officially going back to Tottenham. We've also missed out on Jack Grealish, because he just recently signed a 5-year contract with Aston Villa. That'll keep him under contract with Villa until 2025. Villa said, didn't they, they wanted around £80 million for Jack Grealish, and I don't think we wanted to pay £80 million for Grealish. Don't forget, we tried to include a couple of our players as part of the deal of getting Grealish. We tried to offer Villa Romero and Diego Dalot. There's now, is it 3 weeks or just under 3 weeks left in this summer transfer window? And Manchester United have only made one signing. We got Donny van de Beek from Ajax. We got him in a deal worth £40 million. We paid just over £34 million up front. And there's I said there were £4.4 million in add-ons. And Donny van de Beek signed a 5-year contract with Man United to keep at the club till 2025. And there's also an option of a further year. He recently made his debut for the club in our 1-0 defeat to Aston Villa in pre-season. He should be making his Premier League debut this weekend against Crystal Palace. But how will Donny van de Beek fit in at Manchester United? I think he'll bring quite a lot to the club. He'll bring goals and he'll add more depth. But, Donny van de Beek isn't enough. Solskjaer has said he wants to make 3 more signings after Donny van de Beek. But you can see that Solskjaer's trying to change the culture of the club. He's trying to improve the squad. And Solskjaer, I feel as though, is progressing as Manchester United manager. And he's publicly admitted that Manchester United have got to spend money in this summer transfer window because these teams around us that are recruiting very, very well, by far, Chelsea have done the best business so far. They brought the likes of Ziyech in, Timo Werner, Ben Chilwell, Kai Havertz, Milan Sarr, Thiago Silva, Mendy. Now, obviously, they're trying to get Declan Rice. Chelsea's priority is to get a goalkeeper to replace Kepa Arrizabalaga. Tottenham, they've done very good business so far. Like I mentioned, they brought Reguilon and Bale in now. They've brought Holberg in, Joe Hart, Doherty, Kyle Walker-Peters. Liverpool, they've made, 2 signings. City, they've brought Nathan Ake and Ferran Torres in. Arsenal, they've brought Gabriel Magalhaes in and Willian. Even Leeds United, they've made some good signings. But I think Solskjaer's totally blameless, in all of this. And Solskjaer recently revealed that he's very, very infuriated with the board. Main explanation is over the lack of transfer business in this summer transfer window. But we've been very, very critical of the board for several years anyway. Obviously, Woodward's been at the football club since 2012 and the Glazers have been at the football club since 2005. But I just feel as though that Solskjaer is not getting backed enough, and I think he deserves more backing, the way that he has rejuvenated Manchester United. So far at the football club, Solskjaer has spent over £200 million. He's brought 6 senior players in, last summer he brought Daniel James, and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in, and in January he brought Bruno Fernandes in, and he brought Odion Ighalo in on loan. Don't forget, Odion Ighalo was our top goal scorer in the FA Cup last season. Just after lockdown, we extended Odion Ighalo's loan till January 2021. We've actually got a decision to make on Odion Ighalo. And Solskjaer's also brought quite a few academy players in. So it's good that, we're bringing more young players in, and there's a lot of good young players that are coming through at Manchester United. But since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer took over the reins at Manchester United in December 2018, he said, he wants to promote young homegrown talents, and he's actually he set a challenge for our academy players to replicate the likes of Mason Greenwood and Brandon Williams and others as well. And I think, the likes of Tegan Mengi, he's got a bright future at Manchester United. Tegan Mendy made his senior debut for the club in the Europa League. Some people think that James Garner's got a bright future at Manchester United. Ethan Galbraith, he got promoted into the senior squad not so long ago. Hannibal Mejbrai, if I pronounce the name correctly. Some United fans think he's got a bright future at Man United. But I like the way Solskjaer's promoted the youth anyway. I really, really do. But this summer transfer window is Solskjaer's 4th transfer window as Manchester United manager. And, this season, is Solskjaer's second full season at the football club. And it's very imperative that we do have a strong start to this season. If we can have a good start to this season, then more Manchester United fans will be convinced that Solskjaer is the right manager. And we could even possibly extend his contract. Now, as it stands at the moment, Solskjaer's just got under 2 years left on his current contract at Manchester United. But if things are to go wrong this season, then possibly Solskjaer will be back under pressure again. And if we do make 1 or 2 more signings in this summer transfer window, then I think maybe one of our expectations this season will be to challenge for the Premier League title. We haven't mounted any title challenge up in the last 7 years, and we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. Like I said, I'm hopeful that we can win some silverware this season. If we don't make any more signings, then maybe our expectations will be just to finish in the top 4 so we can get qualification for the Champions League. But I always said Solskjaer deserved another season at Man United. I always said it because obviously it's a transition period and it has been a transition period for a while. Like I said, when Solskjaer first came in, he was inheriting a squad that was worth £700 million. That's disregarding obviously who he obviously brought into the club. So he's still in the process of rebuilding. Last season was Solskjaer's first full season at the club, and to be honest with you, I think he did well. He exceeded most of his expectations. He obviously got us to 3 semi-finals. He got us 3rd. I think that was the second highest we've finished since the Alex Ferguson era. We also got qualification for the Champions League, and I did say how important Champions League was for our players, attracting players, and for the financial structure. Obviously, we need to see improvements this season. There's still certain players that have got to improve at Manchester United. I think there's still aspects of Harry Maguire's game that's got to improve. Obviously, this season's going to be Harry Maguire's second season at Manchester United. Last season was his first season at the club. We got Harry Maguire in a deal worth £80 million from Leicester last summer. So he's the second most expensive signing at the club and the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment. Don't forget Harry Maguire was recently given extra time off for his arrest in Greece and his court case in Greece. And we know Solskjaer's made his decision on Harry Maguire. He will remain Man United captain this season. Obviously, David De Gea's got to get back to his best vein of form. This season's going to be David De Gea's 10th season at Manchester United. So far David De Gea has endured 9 years at the football club, and I think he's had 7 good years out of the 9 years he's been here, because in the last couple of years, David De Gea has been a liability, reflecting on the calamitous mistakes he's made. Now, De Gea has made 405 appearances for Man United in all competitions. 300 odd of those appearances have come in the Premier League. But De Gea has won everything domestically at the football club, and he has won individual awards reflecting on his good run of performances. We paid just over £18 million for De Gea from Atletico Madrid back in 2011, but he will stay with us for at least another season. When De Gea does eventually leave Man United anyway, I think he will go back to Spain. This is what I think will happen. I definitely think David De Gea will remain our number 1 goalkeeper this season. I said Solskjaer's got a goalkeeping decision to make. I think he'll start in goal against Crystal Palace on Saturday, but I said Solskjaer needs to put Dean Henderson as number 1, because I think Dean Henderson is now reliable enough to become our number 1 goalkeeper. Dean Henderson has now got that experience behind him. He recently endured 2 successful loans with Sheffield United, and he was Sheffield United's player of the season. We got Dean Henderson at the age of 14, so he has been part of the club for several years. Dean Henderson recently threatened to leave Man United if he isn't assured to be number 1 this season. Wan-Bissaka, he's obviously got to improve his attacking intent, because That's what he's lacking at the moment. This season is going to be Wan-Bissaka's second season at Man United. Last season was his first season at the club. We got Wan-Bissaka in a deal worth £50 million from Crystal Palace last summer. But his defensive contribution has always been very, very good. But if he wants to emulate to Trent Alexander-Arnold's level, we've got to see more attacking intent from him and Wan-Bissaka. There's still aspects of Lindelof's game that's got to improve. Lindelof will stay at Manchester United at least for another season. Lindelof's enjoyed 3 years at the club. We got him in 2017 from Benfica for like £30 million. But obviously he's one of our first choice centre-halves. Eric Bailly, I think he'll stay at Manchester United at least for another season. I think Bailly's got to improve his fitness because obviously Eric Bailly's very, very injury prone. Bailly's enjoyed like 4 years at the club. We got Eric Bailly from Villarreal back in 2016 for £30 million. Obviously, Luke Shaw has improved as a Man United player, but I think he's got to improve his fitness. Don't forget Luke Shaw's just recovered from an ankle injury. Luke Shaw's enjoyed 6 years at the club. We got him from Southampton back in 2014 for £30 million. I think he will definitely remain our first choice left back. So these are the players I think that have got to improve at Manchester United. I think also too, Solskjaer's got to improve his decision making because in a lot of games last season he was very tactically naive, and there's still aspects of Man United's game that has got to improve, definitely. That I've got to improve, definitely. But don't get me wrong, I have seen improvements at Manchester United. Let me just go upstairs. I have seen improvements at Manchester United, and that, like I've said, Solskjaer's made some good signings so far. He's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into Manchester United. We've seen a lot of players leave. We've obviously seen Lukaku leave. We've seen Sanchez leave. We've seen Herrera leave. We've seen Fellaini leave. We've seen Darmian leave. We've seen Ashley Young leave. We've seen Valencia leave. We've loaned a few young players out. Quite a few weeks ago we loaned Tahith Chon out to Werder Bremen. We also loaned Dylan Levitt out. There was rumours saying that James Garner could go out on loan. Joe Pereira, we've loaned him out again for another season. So I've definitely, seen improvements, and definitely a lot of players have improved under the Solskjaer era. I think Martial has really, really improved under him. Martial's enjoyed 5 years with the football club. We've got Anthony Martial from Monaco back in 2015 for £36 million. Did well last season under Solskjaer and did well in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. Obviously, Martial is now our number 9, but he is very, very effective in that central position. But actually, it's not his predominant position. Rashford's really improved under Solskjaer. Don't forget, like I said, just recently recovered from an ankle injury. Had a back injury for us last season. He was out for a few months with it. But Rashford's been part of the club for several years. He's been a United player since the age of 7, and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. Since then, has become an integral part of our team. We know now that Marcus Rashford does play on that left-hand side. I've also got to say Greenwood was very good last season. Last season was his first full season in the senior squad. A lot of his appearances last season came from the bench, but towards the end of last season he got a lot of starts, did Mason Greenwood. We've had a few issues with Greenwood recently, don't forget. We also recently give him the number 11, so he's going to become the 4th Manchester United player to wear the number 11 shirt. We don't know if he's going to be available for Saturday for the game against Crystal Palace. Greenwood. Brandon Williams, I was very, very impressed with him last season. Played a lot of games. Williams did make his senior debut for the club against Rochdale in the EFL Cup, was it? And made his first start against Brighton. Not so long ago, Brandon Williams signed a 4-year contract with Man United, and we recently gave him the number 33 shirt. Became the first Man United player to wear the number 33 shirt, I think, since Paddy McNair. But he is our backup left back, is Williams. When he gets a bit more experience behind him, then could possibly become our first choice left back. That's if Man United don't sign a left back, that is. I think Fred has also really improved under Solskjaer. There was rumours the other week about Fred possibly leaving the club. You know, Galatasaray were interested in him. Also too, Roma were interested in him. But Fred come out and told 442 that he wants to stay at Man United. That's my desire, and he doesn't want to leave the club. And he wants to be an essential player and win trophies with the club. You know, Fred has endured a few years at Man United. You know, we got him from Shakhtar Donetsk for £52 million. So we actually got him in Jose Mourinho's final transfer window, Fred. You know, but obviously now he's going to find game time even more difficult. He's found game time difficult anyway since the arrival of Bruno Fernandes. McTominay, he's improved under Solskjaer. He was very good last season, McTominay, but don't forget he did have that ankle injury. Don't forget, not so long ago, McTominay signed a 5-year contract with Man United, so he's committed his future with the club. And I think now he's our first choice defensive midfielder. Matic, I think he's also really improved. I think he will stay at Man United at least for another season. You know, Matic has endured 3 years at the club. Got him in a deal worth £40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. And recently he signed a 3-year deal with Man United. Paul Pogba, I think he was very, very good towards the end of last season. I thought his combination with Bruno Fernandes was very, very good. For the vast majority of last season, didn't really have a perception on Paul Pogba because he was out with that ankle injury. Pogba sustained a few injuries as a Manchester United player. I think he'll stay at the club for this season. So this season is going to be Paul Pogba's 5th season at Man United since he rejoined from Juventus back in 2016. You know, we did pay $89 million for Pogba. So as it stands at the moment, he is our most expensive signing, is Paul Pogba. He recently recovered from coronavirus. He was in training not so long ago. So that's very good from Manchester United perspective and Paul Pogba and his family. I just think we've got to get Paul Pogba a new long-term contract at the club, you know, to end the uncertainty over his future and to end this long-running transfer saga. You know, Pogba's agent, Mini Raiola, came out a few weeks ago and said that Paul Pogba will stay at Man United and he will hold talks over a new contract. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's just got under a year left on his Man United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for a further year. But we was critical of Pogba's agent, Mini Raiola, earlier on this year because he publicly criticised Solskjaer and Manchester United, didn't he? But he will stay with us. I heard that we could play Pogba out of position, so obviously, you know, we can get Donny van der Beek in there. I've been very, very impressed with Bruno Fernandes as well since he came into Manchester United. Very, very impressed with him. We got Bruno Fernandes, I think, in a deal worth $55 million from Sporting Lisbon back in January. Since his arrival, Bruno Fernandes scored, 12 or 13 goals in all competitions. He's won Premier League Player of the Month 3 times, reflects on his good performances. And Bruno Fernandes is definitely the foreseeable future for Manchester United. So, yeah, definitely players have improved under him. And I've been impressed with Odion Ighalo since he came into the club. You know, on my next video, I will be giving you a preview for the Manchester United Crystal Palace game at Old Trafford. I think Solskjaer will be doing his press conference for that game tomorrow. I just want to confirm with you. But I'm hopeful that we can sign Jadon Sancho in this summer transfer window. It's been a long-running transfer saga, this, hasn't it? You know, this is why Solskjaer's so infuriated over the Jadon Sancho deal. You know, we've been in for him for like the last 3 years. Sancho is obviously our number one priority target. Solskjaer recently spoke to Jadon Sancho and assured him a move to Man United is close. And it says we could wait until the final week of the transfer window to make a move for Sancho. David Ornstein from The Athletic recently said that the personal terms and that have been agreed. And Fabrizio Romano has said that Sancho still wants to come in. It does say, the agent fees and the contract as well, worth 250 grand a week's being agreed. That would make Sancho the third highest paid player at Manchester United. But we was hoping to sign Jadon Sancho by the time we play Crystal Palace. But I'm not going to fully disregard him coming to the football club. But it's Dortmund's 108 million valuation that is the stumbling block in all of this, because we're not determined to meet what Borussia Dortmund are demanding for the player. But, we've missed out on players over the years who, we should have got on that, arguably under David Moyes, we maybe should have got Toni Kroos. Thiago under the Moyes, we should have got him. Maybe at one point we should have signed Gareth Bale. Don't forget, back under the Ferguson era, we missed out on Aaron Ramsey. We also missed out on Alan Shearer. That's obviously when Alan Shearer was playing. So there you go. That's just football for you. When I was talking about Man United getting a centre-half in, I don't think now it's going to happen in this summer transfer window, because I heard now that Solskjaer is going to wait until the summer of 2021 to get a centre-half in. So he postpones it. Does Solskjaer and that. But like I've said, I want Solskjaer's managerial tenure to work out at Man United. I really, really do. Because he's a club legend and he was a great player for the football club for 11 years. He flourished under Alex Ferguson's guidance. And he's learned a lot since he's come into Man United as Solskjaer. He obviously hasn't got a fantastic pedigree behind him, but he's gained managerial experience, hasn't he? Because Man United is the third club in his managerial career. Obviously now Solskjaer knows his best 11. A lot last season, he went with a 4-2-3-1 formation. I think he'll go a lot with that formation as well this season. Won't have to make so much rotation this season if we can avoid injuries. He made a lot of rotation last season because Man United had quite a lot of injuries, don't forget. So, yeah. So, anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always. And take care. God bless. And I'll see you all again very, very soon.